Hello, my name is Billy Underwood, and I'm here, the Colbert County Executive Committee Chairman. And I'm here today with Frank Williamson, who is a candidate for sheriff in Colbert County. Frank, would you tell people a little bit about yourself and your family?
Yes, I'm Frank Williamson, and I'm running for sheriff of Colbert County. I've got 2 children of my own, and I've got 2 grandchildren. I've got 2 stepchildren, and they're living with me at this time. I've got 7 years of experience with the sheriff's department. A year of that, I was working in the jail as jailer.
What does your wife do? Does she work here locally?
She does. She is a office manager at Troy Youngblood's office, North Alabama Animal Hospital.
If you would, tell everybody what her name is so they recognize
Amanda Williamson.
All right. And are you raised in Colbert County? Did you go to school here or any?
I did not. I wasn't raised here. I've spent all of my adult life here dealing with people of Colbert County and with Cherokee Telephone Company. I spent 29 years and 8 months with Cherokee Telephone Company, and I got laid off. During that time, I spent 6 years on the Board of Education for Colbert County.
And did you run as a Democrat when you were on?
I did run as a Democrat.
And did tell people about meeting the folks in the area and such as that?
I had wonderful luck with the Board of Education. Everything went well during my time on the board, and didn't have any money problems. Everything went real well with that.
And the Board of Education has 5 or 6 members.
It's got 6 members, including.
And where was your area from? What area did you represent?
District 6.
And tell the ladies and gentlemen what is encompassed in District 6.
That is the west end of Colbert County, including parts of Colbert Heights Mountain, and out in Crooked Oak and down to the Franklin County line and back over to the state line in Mississippi.
So how would you like to incorporate the Sheriff's Department with your knowledge of the schools and your Board of Education experience?
One of the things I'd like to do is start a ranger program for the kids so that they can interact with deputies and won't be afraid of them. And even if I have to use funds out of my own salary to fund this program, I'd like to do that. And another thing I'd like to do in the schools is I'd like to initiate the drug dog awareness and searches in the school.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that. Do you feel that drugs is a problem in our area, and what drugs specifically?
We do have a drug problem in this area. There's certain areas that's worse than others, but what I would like to do is I would like to become a proactive department. And right now, I feel that we're in a reactive department. To become proactive, we're going to have more people on the streets, and I have programs I'd like to do to accomplish that. Would
you like to tell us about some of these programs that you want to implement?
Well, there's grants that we can get to work drugs with that they supply cars and salary for the officers, deputies, and I'd like to be proactive. I want to have a 0 tolerance for drugs in this county, in my administration.
What about the people that say that they know there's a Colbert County Drug Task Force? I'm sure you're going to work with them, but how can you incorporate what you just said with that drug task force?
One of the things that I'd like to do for the drug task force is dedicate one of my officers, one that the county pays, dedicate them to the drug task force, because at this time I don't feel they're staffed and they're understaffed, and I feel that we can get grants to do that.
Well, I want to ask you, how many deputy sheriffs are there on the job at the Colbert County Sheriff's Department?
There's about 30 employed.
And of those 30 employees, don't you have deputy sheriffs that are constantly patrolling or in-house officers at Colbert Heights, Leeton, Cherokee Middle School, Cherokee High School, and the like? Do you or do you not?
We do have officers that patrol those areas, but not constantly, because at this time, like I said, we're a reactive department. I would like to put more officers on the road to make us proactive.
Would I be wrong in assuming that there's resource officers in each one of those schools that are from the Sheriff's Department?
There is.
Okay, and so how many resource officers do we have in those schools actually each day, so that people know?
We've got one for each high school, and then the ones at the high school, they kindly go to the elementary schools and patrol over there.
In middle schools?
Times. Yeah.
Well, and during the summertime then, they're free to put on the road, am I correct?
Yes, they'll be on the road in the summertime.
So during school years, though, there's only 27 officers to patrol 24/7. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And at any time, we are only going to have 3 to 4 officers available in the county.
That's correct.
How many jailers do you have?
We've got, there should be 2 on each shift. Sometimes there's some that they do use, contract jailers that they use to fill in when they have to have 3.
I wanted to ask you, does the Sheriff's Department have a dog, and do you intend to keep the dog?
They do have a dog. I do intend to keep a dog. What I would like to do, and if the funds are available, I would like to put a dog on each shift. I don't know that the funds would be available, but I'm going to try to find that out.
Now, the sheriff has other programs that he brings money into the department, doesn't he?
Yes.
And one of those programs, I believe, is people purchasing gun licenses, correct?
That's correct.
What do you intend to do with that money that you receive in that program if you're elected sheriff?
One of the things that I'd like to do, if possible, is fund the ranger program out of that. Another thing that I would like to do is, if depending on how it comes in, is let it be backup money for matching money for these grants for equipment for our deputies.
Every year, do you know how many licenses the sheriff department gives out for guns?
There's approximately 6,000 to 8,000 licenses a year.
So that's a pretty good lick of money then that comes in the sheriff's department.
Yes, quite a bit.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen about PFAs and about, when you're sheriff, how PFAs are going to be done, and what happens with people's weapons when they do get protection from abuse orders.
Well, right now we serve PFAs. The sheriff's department serves the PFAs. I do intend to, if there's weapons involved, I do intend to confiscate them, and they will be stored. They will be put up, and in time, either however the PFA comes out, we give them back, or either the state gets them. So
people need to understand that it's not the sheriff's fault when you come take their guns. It's because of a judge's order.
That's correct.
And do you intend to continue those programs where the sheriff's department trains people how to use weapons?
That's another one of those things that I would like to get grants for. Is I would like to have programs that when we do have people that gets licensed, they would we could encourage them to take these programs. We'd have nice place, facilities for them to use, and our guys to go out and teach them how to use their weapon.
People don't understand everything that the sheriff has to do, but you have to serve every lawsuit in the county, don't you?
That's correct.
And you have to deal with prisoners. And how many prisoners you have in the jail over there now?
We run anywhere from 60 to 100.
And we're talking about murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and everything.
Everything.
And you don't want a bad scar in which somebody gets hurt or killed at the jail. And I want to lead into that and ask you, how do you feel about the jail that we have now, and what do you intend to do about it or see that you can do in regards to our jail?
There's several ways that I would like to, I'd like to build a new jail. We do need a new jail. And there's several ways to do that. And
you're not going to raise taxes on the people in Colbert County for a new jail, are you?
I feel that there's ways to do that without doing that. I feel that there's grants out there, and there's other avenues that you can take, that you can privatize it. You know, there's avenues that you can take, and it won't increase any taxes or cost to the taxpayers of Colbert County.
One last question. If you're looking at me, the voter, what would you like to tell me for me to vote for you?
I promise you I will be a working sheriff. I will work for you, and my door will be open 24/7. I will be accessible 24/7. And that's to anybody, makes no difference who you are. Thank you in advance for your vote, June 3rd, 2014. I am Frank Williamson, and I approve this message.